Greetings, Moonlight Citizens. This is your man on the moon here on this episode of Moonlight Kingdom Reviews. And we'll be reviewing the 1998 mystery thriller Shadow of Doubt, starring Melanie Griffith, Tom Berenger, Hueylewis, Wade Dominguez, and Craig Sheffer. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Anyway, the premise of this is that this Latin rapper named Bobby is accused of, Bobby, played by Dominguez. Wade Dominguez is accused of killing this heiress, and Melanie Griffith is the lawyer tasked not only with defending him, but finding out who actually did it, all while being stalked by a former client that she helped get off scot-free, and only to find out that he was actually guilty, and he ended up assaulting her after that when she refused his advances because he was under the impression they were meant to be together, we're perfect. You got me out of there because you love me, and I love you too. We're meant for this too. Yeah, it doesn't matter that I killed that other chick. I love you. It's like, fuck that. She did everything she could to put his ass to jail, but he couldn't be tried for the crime he committed because of double jeopardy and whatnot. So yeah, he went to jail for assault, but he's out and about now. Anyway, getting into the movie, this ain't gonna be a usual Moonlight Kingdom Reviews where I break down the plot scene by scene or like I normally do where I go through every detail. I'm just gonna read straight from my notes here. But Bobby in this movie, the guy she's defending, is a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. There's no explanation for that. Just as it relates to being helpful in any way, shape, or form, he sucks. He seems to be trying to torpedo his own defense because he fucks the only witness that could corroborate his story. So he's accused of killing this woman in his house, and the neighbor saw that he left, and that, he left well before the time the alleged murder happened, and she's willing to corroborate. And then he sneaks away, and while he sneaks away, he actually hooks up with this chick, and they're fucking. I'm just like, you dumbass. You fucking moron. You just cost us our only witness. This witness's testimony is no longer unbiased. It's invalid. Her testimony is fucking invalid now. You fucking dumbass. She likes you now. She's your girlfriend. Of course, she's gonna say whatever the fuck she gonna say to get you out of trouble, man. It's fucking moron, this guy. Anywho. He also gets filmed by a news crew. It's not even like it's a secret thing that's happening. It's not even like this relationship is a secret. He gets filmed by a news crew at a club hanging out with this chick. Now everybody knows he's banging her, not just the defense. He straight up, he got his arm around her and he chatting up this is my new piece right here. Yeah. Aren't you on trial for murdering the last chick that you fucked, man? Do you not see how bad the optics of this is? You are currently on trial for the death of the last chick that you were fucking, and you already fucking some new woman, man. This makes you look bad. It's not just bad for your case. It makes you look bad in the eyes of the jury, eyes of the general public. You look like a scumbag, man. You just moved from one woman to the other like that, like it was nothing. It doesn't even bother you that this chick is dead. All that bothers you is that you're being held responsible for this shit. Man, fuck you. He was, this guy's an idiot. Damn. Anyway, moving on from that. The victim. Turns out the victim, the heiress, was having an affair with this senator who is in line to be a candidate for presidency, And, he's not a president yet. He hasn't announced his stake for president. He's still just a senator right now. But, he's got political aspirations. Or better yet, to be more correct, his mother has political aspirations. But she's the matriarch running the show, and he's just the puppet on the string. Think about it. So yeah, his mother handles everything for this dude. You'd swear she was the one running for president. She helps him tie his damn tie. All the while, his wife is having an outburst about how shitty their marriage is. And, she yells at him you need to let him deal with his own problems for a change. And, let him think for himself, which means this mother is even married, is even involved in their marital affairs. The fuck, dude? It's kind of like Robert from Everybody Loves Raymond. But, okay, if I'm being honest, it's kind of more like Ray from Everybody Loves Raymond in terms of the involvement because, you know, Marie did get involved a lot in Robert's relationship. She got way more involved in Ray's relationship because of the marriage side of things. How he was like with how they were with the children and how they were like the house was like and Ray's job and shit like that. She didn't get as involved with Ray's job as she did with Robert's, but it's like, yeah, this is more a Ray Barone thing than Rob Barone thing, but you can see what I'm trying to get at here. She does everything for this dude. This dude is just sort of there. He's a total mama's boy, man. But yeah. Anyway, we know if there's anything shady going on with this family, it's likely her behind it because she's the one running everything. And yeah, the senator was having an affair. And like, even his wife is like, his wife isn't even shook up by the fact that he had an affair. She's shook up by the fact that this shit is getting out. It's like, why don't you just stick to cocktail waitresses like normal? Like, basically, why don't you stick to fucking nobodies? Like people that if it ever came out, it ain't gonna mean shit. Not a fucking the daughter of some, I don't know, rich family who, if they ever came out, there would be some huge scandal. Like, man, fuck somebody where if it came out that you were fucking this person, it wouldn't really mean anything. It wouldn't really do anything to harm your career. Like, oh, a senator somewhere shacked up with a rando chick who works at a diner. Nothing. That's nothing. Yeah, it'll be in the news for a week, but we'll get over it. But if a senator shacks up with the heiress of some multi-millionaire family living up in the Hollywood Hills, it's like, hot damn. That's a scandal right there. Not just TMZ, but old CNN will be on that shit. Anyway, moving away from that. She's the epicenter, she's the epicenter of it all. She's the matriarch. Anyway, there was a scene where they're cleaning up the dead girl's house and they're cleaning up all this stuff. And there's like a bunch of jewelry. They're like clearing up a bunch of stuff and there's a jewelry box that they put it outside. And the guy who's cleaning the area around, he comes across this necklace that's in the swimming pool. And they zoom in. The movie makes sure to really zoom in on that necklace. Really zoom in at the gardener as the gardener picks it up and pulls it out of the drain. They say, hey, pay attention to that necklace right there. Notice that. See it. It's going to be very important. Notice that. See where it goes. And then he puts it in the drawer and closes it and goes about his gardening. Realistically, he would have pocketed that shit. In the real world, he would have jacked that shit and tried to pawn it somewhere. But hey, moving on. It's very important, that necklace. Y'all remember that necklace now. Y'all remember that necklace piece that they found in there. It's very important to this case. But anywho, the people in the case don't know that. But we do, because we see this shit. Yeah, and this chick was freaky, by the way. Oh, as the story goes on, Bobby's new girlfriend gets stabbed. Yeah, she straight up gets stabbed, and he's found asleep at the scene. When he wakes up, he swears that he was drugged, but the cops, unsurprisingly, don't buy it. Yeah, this is just like the first girl's death. You just know that a character this dumb and this cocky is bound to end up in jail for something. If not this, then something else down the line, because I totally don't understand how this guy is. Actually, I totally do understand how they see him as stupid enough to kill somebody and then fall asleep at the scene. Because, damn, this guy's dumb. In this instance, it turns out that Bobby, though he is dumb, though he is one of the dumbest characters in this fucking movie, he's not the one who did this. He's not dumb enough to have committed this fucking murder and then fallen asleep at the scene of the crime. Though I wouldn't put it past him. He's done some dumb shit, man. Fucking the star witness that's saving your ass. Come on, man. Dumb. But anywho, he didn't do this. Turns out that the creep that kept leaving all those weird messages and assaulted the lawyer all those years back, turns out he's the one who did this. And, she set up the lawyer to finally, get this dude and get him out of her life and maybe get the proof she needs to win the case. Sets up TVs all over the house. And she's using them to fuck with this guy. Like, he's talking to each TV. He sets up a TV to turn on, like, the kitchen, and he'll go over there and he'll talk to it for a little bit. Just as it's getting interesting, turn the TV off, turn on the TV in another room. He goes in another room, talks to her for a little bit, turn on the TV, and she's playing hot and cold with him, kind of like Willem Dafoe in Speed 2 when he set up that huge wall of TV monitors and shit. She shuts off the TV and turns on another on the house, cuts them off as he's talking, and he's getting more and more pissed off. It's like a bad case of blue balls with this shit. You can tell he really wants to get with this woman, and she's just enjoying messing with this dude. She's actively enjoying being the one with the power in this conversation for a change. He's getting more and more pissed off as he's going around the house. And the creep confesses everything as he's going around the house on the vague promise of getting some ass from her in the lead up to all this shit. He goes all the way to her bedroom and he thinks he's got her cornered, only to discover that the idiot goes to discover that he's actually tracked himself in the room with her dog, and the dog bites the fuck out of his stupid ass. So yeah. So throughout the movie, this creep called her, leaving these strange phone calls showing that he was still obsessed with her. He showed up at her workplace. He showed up at her house. And each time her friend Al, played by Huey Lewis, he tried to help her. He tried to tell her, like, hey, let me do something about this guy. Let me go after him, let me help you somehow. And each time she said no, for the dumbest reasons. I hate when smart characters act dumb just so the damn story can happen. But anyway, so yeah, it comes out that yes, the creep did kill the witness, then try to frame up Bobby even more. But he admits that nah, he didn't kill the first chick. And ultimately the lawyer gets this lockbox delivered to her place, this mysterious lockbox filled with the victim's belongings. And inside said lockbox, you remember that piece of jewelry I brought up earlier? Hey, you remember? Of course you do. I elbowed you fucking 10 times and said, hey, take note of that when it was popping up on screen. Yeah, inside that lockbox is that little piece of jewelry. And once she gets it, she immediately knows who did this. And yeah, they go to the senator's, you know, party to announce his fucking candidacy. Like, he has been chosen as the Democrats' choice for president. Yeah, in the next election. Oh yeah, big celebration. His mom's on stage, making the big announcement, and the senator's mom has this look on her face, this amazing look on her face that just reads, "Oh shit!" When the kid and the police show up to make the arrest. And you'd think they'd come to arrest the senator. You'd think that jewelry means that he did it. But no. You know who did do it? The prosecutor, played by Tom Berenger. And I'm looking at this shit like, the prosecutor did it? What the Apparently, he's the one who killed the first victim and framed Medina. The pieces of necklace they found at the scene, yeah, that was taken from his necklace. It broke while he was trying to kill her. He was killing her to protect the senator from a big scandal. Not only that, but maintain his chance at becoming attorney general. Because that's what the senator promised him if he won. He was going to make him the attorney general. And he really wanted that job. He would do everything to make sure that happened. So the killer is revealed to be somebody who wasn't even a suspect. Yeah, it's kind of like the film knew that it had to have some kind of big twist at the end, and it just threw Tom Berenger's character in there at the last minute. Because even they lay everything down, even he's like, wait, me? Really? But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Having the senator be the one who did it, it just seems too obvious. And he's such a henpecked dude that it doesn't seem like he would do it. If anything, it seems like his mama would have done the murder. If anybody would kill this woman to cover up the scandal and end anything bad from coming down, it seems like the dude's mother would have done it. But no way she did it herself. She's too old. She'd probably pay someone to do it. But that's not an option because, well, it's explained that the person she could have paid, the creeper, he didn't do it. He said up front, like, nah, I didn't do that. But I did that other shit, though. So, yeah, that was it. Ugh. Yeah, it would have been too obvious to go with the center. I think that was the original plan at some point in the story. It sure feels that way. But then they quickly pivoted and said it was his lawyer because, like, it feels like they just picked the lawyer because, well, we've already shot most of the movie and you can't introduce any new characters. Oh, shrug. I guess it's going to be the lawyer. And we'll just find a way to make it make sense in all the closing minutes as opposed to, I don't know, teasing us throughout the story or something. Even though his reasoning for killing this woman doesn't make much sense because The senator wasn't at risk of a scandal until they found the hidden camera in a room and his face was in that footage. So the dude killed this woman to avoid causing a scandal, but unknowingly doing so, he's the one who ended up causing one. Oh, and it was the senator's dad who was the one who sent the lockbox with all the woman's belongings and the, smoking gun evidence to the lawyer in the first place. Yeah, yeah. You didn't I didn't mention him earlier because he's such a damn non-character in the movie. I think he has like two scenes before this grand revelation that he's the guy who sent the box. And then, before that he has two scenes and then for like a half hour he's just gone. For most of the movie he's not even in it. Yet he's the inside man helping the defense? Like what even is this? Ugh, whatever. The movie ends with like one of Bobby's songs playing over the credits and the song is called Slap the Bitch If You Got the Itch. And you hear this shit and you can honestly believe why the cops thought, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he's definitely a violent man. Yeah, he's the motherfucker who would do something like this. Horribly just got a innocent woman that he fucked earlier in the night. He is definitely the kind of guy who do this. Cause he's definitely the kind of guy who would make a song called Slap the Bitch If You Got the Itch. Like, bruh, how you gonna make a song like that and then you be surprised when you're suspect number one when there's a dead chick that you knew? Like, like I said, man, Bobby's an idiot. He's a fucking dumbass he is, man. Shit. If this didn't get him in jail, you just know something will down the line. Something will land this character in prison. But I'm guessing there's no sequel to this little world, so we won't see that day of dumb justice come to light. Anywho, that was my thoughts on Shadow of Doubt. I like the performances from Melanie Griffith. Like she's believable as this like tough as nails reporter who tackles like tough cases, and I mean Craig Sheffer as like the villainous former client. You bought it because he was very creepy. He was very weird. He's not like a blue collar type criminal. You can tell he's like really well educated and he's got money. He's not a typical criminal, like he's not just some Michael Myers type who like bust the door down. Like he'll actually like pick locks and use subterfuge and he's more like Scream. Like he's more like Ghostface from Scream than he is Michael Myers or Krueger or anything. Yeah, he's a lot like Ghostface from Scream in that he leaves weird phone calls and skulking around in the background and shit like that. So yeah, she's believable as that villain. Tom Berenger as the prosecution. The law scenes, the scenes in the courthouse, like those were some of the more interesting scenes of the film. Granted, the scenes where they were out of the courthouse and they were investigating shit, that was that had its moments where it was like, okay, I'm into this, I'm digging this shit. But like the stuff in the courthouse where she was bringing the senator on the stand and they were questioning Medina, they were questioning his ex-girlfriends and stuff like that, you learn more and more things. That was pretty good. I thought I thought at one point because the Melanie Griffith's character had that one client that turned out that he did it the whole time. I thought that's what they were gonna do here, particularly when Medina was drawing a picture of him gruesomely taking out like I think one of the witnesses they called against him, and she's looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that was the point where I'm like, "Wait, maybe he did do it. Maybe she's gonna find some way to, get him off scot free." Then realize he did do it and like figure out some kind of way to put him behind bars, or maybe he did do it and she's gonna screw him over so that he actually goes to jail. Maybe something like that would happen. Yeah, it's definitely it's a good watch. It's six. You know, it's a 6 out of 10. If I had to give it something, 6 out of 10 movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not a boring movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's definitely something I would have watched like on VHS back in the day. It's it's a good watch, but like I have no desire to see it again. There's nothing in there that warrants a rewatch. You know, it's a good movie. Watching it from beginning to end was a pleasant experience, but I have no desire to rewatch it. It's got no real rewatchability for me. Like watching this movie, knowing where it's going would probably just cause certain things to unravel. You'd start seeing holes in the plot, holes in stories, things like that. Yeah, a 6 out of 10 for Shadow of Doubt. This has been another Moonlight Kingdom Reviews episode. I've been your host, the Man on the Moon, and I'm out of here.